everybody. Hi. Yes, I realize I have a lot of lore OC explaining to do, and a few of you guys asked me questions like, okay, it would be nice if you introduce your OCs, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I could do that, but I've been slacking. I've been working on concepts, but it's been on the back of my mind. But honestly, I just never gained the courage to make a full-fledged video of me rambling about my OC's backstory and lore. It's just, honestly, I just have so much in my head, but I don't bother to like put it out there. And I've been making a story about it. I've been drawing down concepts and everything else, but it's just been genuinely hard to like talk about it if like you guys ask, and especially putting it in a video. So without being said, here is the video, and I'm finally doing it. I'm waking up out of my shell. Hallelujah. I'm waking up out of my shell and I'm finally doing this video. Okay, so first things first, let's start the brief concept of the story before we get into the characters and such. Firstly, the story or the lore is about gods and early humans. They were originally created by the creators, which is of course me and the other OC that didn't develop yet. After we created the gods and the early humans, they both had their unrestricted rules not to interfere with each other, though their memories were wiped after the creators created them. So they had no memory of how they were created, or no memory of or idea that the creators existed. During a few battles of gods versus humans, the main character, which will be introduced soon, parents interacted with each other. Unfortunately, they had their differences. One of them was a god, which was the main character's father, Corey, and her mother, Marcy, was a human. They created the main character, which makes her a demigod. However, the other gods and humans seen this and decided to sentence both Marcy and Corey to death, as if it was forbidden to love and create life with the enemy. Two groups decided to send the main character down to Earth and wipe all of her memories of who she is and who her parents were. Once she wakes up, she finds herself in the middle of a forest, confused and lost of how she got there in the first place. As she continues with her journey, she finds new people, which soon becomes friends. It turns out her friends already knew about her parents, but the main character didn't understand what they were saying. Along the way, she regains who she is and is determined to change the world for the better. Now, remember that main character I mentioned? Yes, her name is Ari. She has my name because she was supposed to be my persona, just my persona. I had like a whole different other story that involves my persona and other characters that we'll mention later. I'm like, I thought of this whole like world thing. It's just the whole concept of like Ari's world and stuff just like matches. And where I got the inspiration from was originally Ed's world, which I will talk about later in the video, because there is another version of the main story, but it's like kind of twisted a little bit, and it's just a different version, a different universe, but it kind of relates, but it relates, but it doesn't relate at the same time. And to be honest with you guys, this is like the only story I've ever created which I was only passionate about. The other stories I created was like, okay, I got the main characters down. What the heck am I gonna do with this? And I feel like this one story that I finally put together, I just combined all my OCs together into just one whole story, which also includes the alternate universes and the next generation. So all of those three stories are combined together, which makes a whole story, but just like basically like different timelines and stuff of pretty much the same thing, but they all have their like different parts to them. Like one is like just the main story, another one is just like the story with the same character, but like also involves two other friends, like I said, kind of like Ed's world, but like in my own little twist. That's where I got my inspiration from. And other universe where is the next generation, which, you know, the main characters they have their children, and then is now their turn to go better, and that's after that it's whatever comes next, honestly. As far as the other characters I developed, which is I had them for a long time. Like I said, they were originally supposed to be for other personal story that I was making, but it turns out I wouldn't be using them for anything else, so I decided to put them in the story, which to put them into good use, which is my long-term favorite, one of my favorite characters, OCs I've created. We go a long way, and we'll forever go a long way, which is, you currently see Stubborn, the yellow one, and no, Stubborn, the red one, and Ambition, the yellow one. And let me tell you, those guys went absolutely a long way. And here are the old photos of them of when I first created them and developed them. And that was like, it was originally supposed to be like my inner voices, and that was my main concept of it. But I'm like, okay, I don't know what else to do with these guys. Like, my plan was to make them into like a little personal mental health project, but I'm like, okay, there gotta be more than just making a personal project. Like, I want these guys to be more, so I decided to like redesign them, and until I finally got this one design I absolutely love, and that's the current design, which you guys will see. And it's just it's better, it's more colors than the old ones that I've created. It was just very hard, and also I didn't want them to look like me at all, like not even the afro, none of that. Okay, it was just terrible, and the concept designs was just not it. Okay, I don't want to bore y'all guys to death. This is why I tried to avoid with long, annoying, rambling, talkative videos like this, because first of all, I know some of y'all don't have a good attention span, so like I'm just gonna speed this up real quick, say the last few things of my story, and then I'm gonna let y'all go on y'all day, along of y'all day or night. And the last thing I want to talk about is let's see, I talked about the main story, and I talked about the next generation, kinda, and lastly I kinda talked about the other story that said I got inspired by Ezreal. The other story is sorry, I keep blanking. The title of the story is called Ultra Days, and it's kind of like, it gives you like this comedy vibe, like Ezreal and stuff. And you can see I did do a couple animations of it, not a lot, but just a couple, as you can see right here. And it's really simple though, just three idiots just going through, you know, random things and talking trash on each other, just like Ed, Tom, and Matt. It's similar but different. So like, that's really it.